Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit, and I am Lord of the Arena. Are you terrified? Of course you are. That's why you're not queuing against me. I'll prove it! We'll just wait for this to go. Any moment now. And there we go. Wonderful. Let's see if it's you. Didn't think so. Ha! It's Black Mamba. You're not Black Mamba. I know that for a fact. I've been accurately informed of this. Okay, not a great opening hand. Acidic Swamp Ooze for turn 2, though, so at least we have something we can play. And in most circumstances, we're going to want to do that. Alright. 2 fans of knives. Okay, well, the hope is he plays a bunch of weak stuff, and we can fan of knives the crap out of it, but that is not necessarily likely. Void Walker comes out. Okay, this is pretty good. Because what we can do here is play the Acidic Swamp Ooze, which actually trades for that and doesn't die. So, we'll go for that. He could put out something like a Mortal Coil or whatever, but at the moment that looks pretty good. If he decides to put something like a Blood Imp behind it, then Fan of Knives will deal with that quite nicely. No, he's actually just going to life tap, so that's pretty cool. That means we can eliminate that immediately. He actually forgot to attack me. He could have done that. So that was a little silly of him. Okay, Kobold Geomancer, Bloodsail Raider. Either of these two, we should hang on to this one because we might be able to play that a little better, and we already have an option of something we can play. So I'm going to kill that and play the Kobold Geomancer. That means that if he plays anything, I've got 2 fans of knives available. It will do 2 damage instead of 1. So that's a much better position to be in than just playing the Bloodsail Raider, which might be a slightly better creature, but will benefit from a weapon later on. So that's the right call to go with. And if he doesn't play a creature, then we just play the Yeti. And that is wonderful. In which case, we just... Silverback Patriarch, okay. It's usually a pretty bad card, but it's going to be a little annoying here. Defias Ringleader comes out. We can combo into that if we want to. The problem is if we do that, that makes us very, very vulnerable to Hellfire, which might be in his hand. It's a very common card. So I think the best approach here is to sack one, kill the other, play the Chillwind Yeti. We don't even have to. We could just fan of knives and then run that into it, but that means we don't get to play the Yeti this turn. And I like the idea of having the Yeti, so I'm okay with hitting them with both. It's fine. That's done its job. It killed off his Void Walker early on, so that's cool. And we still have our Kobold, although it's likely to die to something coming out here from the Warlock. We'll see. I still think we're in a pretty good spot right now. He does have a lot of cards, admittedly, so that's worth having a look at, but... Let's see what we can get out of this. Gnomish Inventor, okay. Again, something we can very easily just punch with the Yeti and kill, so that's not really a big deal. I'm thinking Knives, Bloodsail Raider. We have a Gnomish Inventor of our own, though, actually, so yeah. I think we'll do that instead. There we go. Smack that, and then smack him in the face. Ooh, a Spiteful Smith. Now that's fun. I don't know if this stacks. Yeah, I think it does. If we enrage the Spiteful Smith, then play the Bloodsail Raider, we actually get a more powerful Bloodsail Raider, I think, so... Oh, there's the Hellfire. I was trying to play around it as best I could. But he put that out there on purpose, I think, just to bait the hit from the Yeti so he could Hellfire the lot. So board's clear, but it's fine. It's not too big a problem right now. Okay, so we can go Spiteful Smith or Booty Bay Bodyguard here. I think we'll go Spiteful Smith. There we go. Haven't pulled our knives yet. We don't really need to. Leaves us with a potential combo next turn of Fan of Knives into Defias. Oh, that's nasty. That was actually a pretty good use of that for him. Siphon Soul. That's that out of the way. Alright. Well, so much for that idea. We could go Booty Bay Bodyguard into Defias. I think that's probably the best thing to do here. There we go. So that puts some fairly fragile creatures behind Taunt. It's not AoE proof, though. He could Hellfire again. And that would kill 2 and leave 1 on 1 health. But we will see. Cult Master. Followed by what? He must have something to follow. Oh, there we go. He's got the Void Walker. That's... yeah. I was going to say, because otherwise that's suicide. It's fine, though. Actually, it's not fine. I thought it was fine, but it's not. I might just burn the 2 fans of knives to do this. Because that means he doesn't get any cards, because the Cult Master would die first. Alright, I think we can do that, and we'll get 2 cards out of that too. And then we've got Assassin's Blade, Dread Corsair, and Bloodsail Raider for next turn. And a couple of extra cards, so let's do that. There's the one, and there's the second one. That kills the Cult Master, so it doesn't trigger anything. And then we just knock that over, no problem at all. In fact, we'll just do that with knives. I don't see any reason to even damage one of my guys here, and I can optimally use the damage to just punch him in the face. There we go. That's pretty solid. So what we've got next turn is Assassin's Blade into Dreadsail Raider, what? Into Bloodsail Raider, which is 7 mana, and the Dread Corsair will be free because of Assassin's Blade, so that's pretty good. That's assuming I even have to play that much. Soulfire, alright, so he's going to lose a card to that. He lost his Archmage, so that's good. He lost some endgame power, that's what I like to see. Feel free to lose more of that. Fen Creep coming out, alright. We have an Assassinate that could deal quite nicely with that. It doesn't mean I kind of delay what I was doing earlier. I could do Assassinate and Dragonling mechanic. Or I could do Assassinate Defender of Argus. That might work. Okay. There we go. Again, I'm a bit worried about being too AoE vulnerable if I play Dragonling mechanic. Although I'm still going to be vulnerable if I play Defender of Argus. So that makes little sense. Let's play Dragonling mechanic. Because if it's a Hellfire coming out, it's going to do 3 damage to everything. So it will kill 3 minions, but they're fairly low value. Whereas if I played Defender of Argus, they would kill higher value buffed minions and the Defender of Argus. So that doesn't make any sense. And we've still got that big Assassin's Blade, Dread Corsair, Bloodsail Raider thing ready to rock and roll. And that's going to be probably the death blow, assuming that I don't kill him next turn. Which will happen unless it can clear the board or throw down a taunt or heal himself. So let's see what he's got. He's got a decent number of cards, and he could maybe risk 1 more life tap. Ooh, Siphoned Soul on a 2/4. That's ugly. He's pretty desperate. He burned a lot of health doing that too. And mana, in fact. Yeah, he's toast. Absolute toast. He has no options here. Can I kill him? Well, he's on 13 health now, so no, I can't. It's going to take a little while longer, but now is the time when we can do that. Nice little Assassin's Blade. Into Bloodsail Raider. Into Dread Corsair. Into punch him in the face. There we go. Smack, 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 and smack. No point playing an extra creature just in case he has some kind of massive board clear here. Hellfire would actually kill everything on this board. So this is why what I just did is a little bit risky. But we'll see. I still have a knife with 3 charges. Hello. Ysera's not going to help you. No, he's only got 1 mana left, so there's nothing he can really do, which will save him. It's nice that he has Ysera, but it doesn't really make a difference. Oh, he actually has a coin. I still don't think that's going to save him, though. No. No, he realizes he's toast. Ysera is nice and all, but not going to help you, I'm afraid. Too late game an option, and there's the GG. Well, we'll put a good amount of pressure on him there, and never really get touched, so that really went all our way. Nothing to complain about. Getting Hellfired was a little bit unpleasant, but it can happen. You can't play around AoE all the time. Funnily enough, as well, I don't actually see that many Warlocks taking Hellfire in Arena. More often than not, I run into them and they don't have it, which is interesting. It's not a rare card or anything. It's just, I guess they just don't pick it all that often because it hits everything, including their own dudes. Alright, ooh, Wild Pyromancer for turn 1. That's pretty good. We'll toss the Kodo, and I think we'll toss the Drake as well, because we want a couple more options. Ideally, we want another turn 2 play, which we get. Turn 1 Defias. Which is not as good against the Druid, honestly. In fact, it's pretty bad against what we just saw here. That's unfortunate. Okay, so I think... Just thinking about the best play here, because a Wild Pyromancer would be really good here if I was able to use some kind of spell. I'm going to hold on to it and let him hit me. I go Wild Pyromancer into coin, but I don't have a follow-up. Deadly Poison won't work because I don't have a weapon. So that's a bit unfortunate. I might be able to draw a 1-cost thing that might help me, but we'll see. Wild Pyromancer would be a nice thing to draw out, though. I don't think burning the coin is a good idea. It does 1 damage to everything. That means that the Druid will then just kill it next turn, so it makes no sense to do that. I think we're just going to have to play a creature that's going to die to it. I was thinking Coin Defias, but again, it dies so easily. But I have a feeling that I should have done that anyway. Knives won't help either. I think we just play the Geomancer. Then we could Yeti next turn. That might work. Harvest Golem coming out. We may very well need that Yeti. So I assume he's just going to use the 2-1 to kill the 2-2. Unless he's got some crazy plan involving a lot of buffing. See what he's got. I'm still thinking of a way to use that Pyromancer properly, but... I don't know, if he keeps that thing in stealth I can, but... I don't think he'll do that. He'll kill the 2-2. That would make sense. He trades up and he kills a Spell Power minion, which in my opinion is very important when dealing with a rogue. You can't really leave Spell Power minions on the field. We've got a lot of very low cost, very low damage spells that get buffed heavily by that. There you go. That's to be expected. Okay. So that was exactly what I was thinking he would do. Alright, SI7 Agent. Not really going to help me too much here. So I can coin. I could play Wild Pyromancer, coin, Defias. But that wouldn't actually do much. It would only just do 1 damage, and that doesn't impress anybody. The other options, I don't really have that many more options. No, I don't have so many options. I think we coin Chillwind Yeti. That's the best card for the situation. So I'm having to deal with this guy and his silly little Harvest Golem, and that's the best way to handle that. Turn after that, we do have Wild Pyromancer Defias if we want it. Still can't use Deadly Poison because I don't have a weapon out. Twilight Drake coming out, not a particularly powerful one. Definitely seen a lot worse than that. So, I don't actually have the spells to trigger this, do I? I was thinking of just hitting that in the face and then going for Wild Pyromancer and casting a spell to trigger that to kill the 2-1 off, but that doesn't actually work. Because we don't have a spell that will work here. Do I have the mana for that? No, I don't. I was thinking of going Knives and then playing Deadly Poison. That wouldn't have worked either. So, most of this is ineffective. I think the best thing we can do is play Dragonling Mechanic, actually. Here. Yeah. Alright, the question of what we then do. So, usually you want to be the one that's attacking. Because if you don't, that lets them get a better trade. So you want the initiative on that. The question is what to hit. If I hit the 2-3, that's going to take it down to 3. And it's going to leave a 2-1 on the field. It's going to trade for that. If I hit that in the face, it won't kill it, but then he can just kill it with his shapeshift, but he takes 4 damage. I think we'll do that. Just on the off chance that I'm able to get some stuff down to low health and he not trade it, I'll be able to play Wild Pyromancer, get the Knives out, then Deadly Poison, which will detonate everything. So the hope is that he runs the 2-3 into something, he keeps the 4-1 alive. I then use the Yeti to hit him in the face, then use the Pyromancer, Knives, and Deadly Poison. And I get 2 creatures out of that at the loss of my Yeti, which was going to die anyway. But it's, I mean, it's unlikely he'll leave the Yeti alive. He'll probably just go for Hero Power and then hit it. I mean, it's 4 damage. It's not that bad, especially with 2 armor that he'll have there. It's hard to say. I just don't want that 4-5 sitting around. Let's see what he gets. You may have an option. If he had a... Yeah, I just realized if he had a swipe, that would have actually been terrible. And would have wiped me out completely. But he didn't. Is he going to trade the 4-1 for the 2-4? No, he's not. Okay. So we can go for the Pyromancer play. The main problem with the Pyromancer play is that it doesn't... Well, it does a decent amount. Okay. It will kill the 4-1 without me having to touch it. That's in itself a benefit. I can then knife the 2-3. I can kill the 2-4 with this. That still lives, and we'll then trade for the other golem. There's no other play that I can currently do with the mana that I've got. So, we're going to go Pyromancer, Knives, Deadly Poison, which triggers the Pyromancer, killing the 4-1. Then we stab the 2-2, which unfortunately takes us down to 19, so we've taken a lot of early damage here. Not convinced by that, but that board was getting a bit scary and something needed to be done about it, and that seemed to be the best way to do that. And I didn't have the mana to do it with an SI7 agent. I would have needed 6 mana, not 5. So I'm still sitting on that Defias Ringleader, which is not that helpful now. I should have played it a lot earlier. I think I made a mistake not going Coin Defias turn 1. I was too afraid of him hitting it with the hero power, but at the end of the day, that's fine. If he hits it with the hero power, takes a bit of damage, and loses his Worgen to it as well, then that's okay. But I'm always a little bit too scared about that. So he's going to trade the 2-1 for the 2-1, I would think. The question is, what's his follow-up? He's got 4 mana. I don't have that many powerful minions, which is what I'm really worried about. I can still do an SI7 agent combo, or a Defias combo. If you play something powerful, which is unlikely on 4 mana, then I do have Faceless Manipulator. If you played, say, a 4-6 Taunt, then I'd maybe use it on that. But I don't know if he's got a Druid in his hand, or if he'd even want to play that here. Hang on, that Druid's 5, isn't it? Yeah, I was going to say, no, what are you talking about? It's a 5-cost minion, not a 4. Alright, make your mind up. Worgen Infiltrator. Now I'm missing that AoE. Alright. Okay, well, there's nothing worth Faceless Manipulating, so we stab the Armani Berserker. We pull Kobold Geomancer, Defias Ringleader, I think. And then we trade 2-1 for the 2-1. Yeah, it's either that or we lose... Would the SI7 agent let me trade better? In theory, yes. I don't know if I'd want to use it on that. Actually, yeah, the SI7 agent is the better play here. So we go Kobold Geomancer, SI7 agent. That seems to be the best way. Okay, so hit that. Kobold Geomancer. Do I want to go SI7 agent or Defias Ringleader? That's a tough one. This probably trades 2 for 1. So we should do that. Toast that. There we go. And then hit him. Alright. Yeah, I think that was the right call. Because that SI7 agent is probably going to trade 2 for 1 regardless. Even though what it killed was kind of half a minion. If he runs the Worgen into it and then finishes it off with that, he takes some damage and loses his Worgen and leaves you with a 2-2 and a 2-1 on the field. If he decides not to hit it, he runs his Worgen into it, takes it down to 1 health, and then doesn't kill it. And then it gets to fight next turn. So, let's see. He might have some crazy buffs for that Worgen. Azure Drake, okay. So he actually didn't have any options at all. That's good to know. Alright, so he hits that instead, which leaves my 3-3 alive, which is always nice. I can't take too many more hits. That's what's concerning me here. But I do have Stormwind Champion. So I'm going to be able to trade the SI7 agent for that Azure Drake. And I'm going to be left with a 6-6 on the field. And Assassin's Blade is not really what I want to be using right now. And then what we can do is Faceless Manipulate the Stormwind Champion next turn, have 2 of the bastards. Alright, there we go. Then trade that. Okay, so that traded way better than expected. I was expecting to get a Worgen for it and a bit of damage. I actually got an Azure Drake and half a Harvest Golem for it. And got my 6-6 out and maintained board control. So that's not too bad. But... he is a Druid. He could have something like Starfire, and then a follow-up, but he doesn't have any spell power, so that's nice. He'd have to at least face-check the thing. My hope is he actually has no response, in which case I go Faceless Manipulator next turn into Defias Ringleader, which is ridiculously powerful, because that buffs it twice. Alright. The question is, can I pull it off? What's he got in his hand? What can he do here? If he can't do anything, then this is amazing. If he can't kill off this Stormwind Champion, that play is going to be absolutely brutal. Young Priestess. He's got Starfire. He's going to follow that up. Okay, that's not going to help him. Well, it will, but... I am getting a bit low on health. Fan of Knives. That gets rid of the Young Priestess with the 4-1. I might have to delay my strategy a bit. Actually, I don't have to delay it completely. I can get a second one quite easily, and then Fan of Knives. The alternative being I can Fan of Knives... Yeah, I should Fan of Knives first, because I should see what I get. I might get a better card on the draw. Fan of Knives out. Dread Corsair, not helpful. Okay, fine. Faceless Manipulator, second Stormwind Champion. Get rid of that 4-4, it's a threat. Alright, this is pretty brutal for him. So, if he can't handle 2 Stormwind Champions, then he's about to have Defias and a Dread Corsair on the field. Which is terrifying. I'm trying to think if I can play them all. I can, actually, yeah. You go Assassin's Blade, then Dread Corsair costs 1, and then Defias Brotherhood. And then everything goes wonderful for me. But, we'll see. He's got 9 mana. He's probably got a way to handle this. This is a little bit scary for him, regardless. Ironbark. Well, that's one way of doing it. Alright. Well, I can't face-check that thing. Not well, anyway. We can get rid of it and lose only 1 of our Stormwind Champions, though. So what's the best way? If I play Assassin's Blade, that costs 5 mana. The Dread Corsair then costs 1. I only have 9, not 10. Otherwise, I would actually be able to pull that off. Actually, I wouldn't, but... okay, so don't play the Dread Corsair, basically, is the way to go. Assassin's Blade, Fan of Knives... that's still 10. So, Fan of Knives, Defias Ringleader. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Okay. Fan of Knives first, we might get something better than Assassinate? No, Assassinate. Okay. I was hoping for an Assassinate. That would have been absolutely wonderful in this situation, but never mind. Alright, well, Defias Ringleader, Acidic Swampooze, then. Actually, Dread Corsair, maybe. A bit of Taunt of my own would be nice. Okay. It's kind of bad value, but the Taunt in this case is good. And then we just trade that, and then smack him in the face. There we go. If I had 1 more mana, I'd have been able to do something way fancier than that, but never mind. Whatever works. Alright, let's see what else he's got. Please don't be another Ironbark. I could do without that. Ancient War. Not an Ironbark, but about as bad. Especially if he buffs the bloody thing. So the big creatures are coming out. I really need one of my Assassinates. Ugh, Ironbeak, that's really nasty. That's really nasty in this situation. I don't have a Brewmaster either. Booty Bay Bodyguard, that's not really helpful. Okay, we're gonna... This trade is gonna suck, and I'm gonna have to make it, because otherwise I'm gonna get beaten down. This is a horrible trade. That's everything. Well, it's not everything, but it's close to being everything. Can I risk an Assassin's Blade in this situation, and how much will it help me? I could take it out. Yeah, I could trade 2 things for it, and then I could kill off his owl and still live. All in all, this sucks. But yeah, I'm gonna take that thing to the face, which is a big risk. Takes me down to 9. I'm then going to trade. What should I trade? Either I've got to trade 3 minions or I've got to trade 2. So I'm gonna trade the 6-1 and the 2-1 at it. Since it's not buffing anymore, it makes the most sense. I don't even have to lose it. That's the nice thing. So I only have to actually lose 1 thing. Then as long as I keep this taunt up, we're fine. Play another creature, smack him in the face for 2. Okay. So Swipe kills all but 1 of my creatures here. But throughout the game, he hasn't used Swipe. So I don't even know if he's got in his deck. Here's hoping he doesn't. Wild Growth. Okay, so that's just going to get him an extra card. Get some excess mana. So he draws 1. That obviously means he doesn't have any options. Let's see what he got. Anything good on the top of the deck? Because if not, he's going to take huge damage next turn. This has gone relatively well. I've got a lot of scary stuff. But again, if he doesn't have Swipe, then he's in a bit of a bad place. What's my deck looking like? 14 cards. Okay, so I'm not overdrawing or anything. Yeah, let's see what you got. The only card I've got is Acidic Swampooze. Anything he plays here, if I draw an Assassinate, I'll probably just Assassinate it. Because I have 3 of those in my deck, and I haven't drawn a single one of them. So, it's kind of dumb. But it's quite likely that I'll draw into one pretty soon. And then I can just throw it out there just to gain board control, maintain board control, and hit him in the face. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, he's dead next turn, actually. I've got lethal right now, unless he can somehow get rid of one of my creatures without hitting it in the face. So good luck with that. Yep, get on with it. Make your mind up. Let's see what he's got. Shapeshift. A terrifying thing. And I assume he just hits the 3-1 and then I just murder him. Well, that's what 90 seconds of waiting got us, guys. A Starfire. Alright. And he hit me with it. Okay. Well, if he'd hit this, he would have stayed in another turn. But now he's dead, I think. Let's see. Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, okay.
Well played.
That was a bit of a weird decision. I don't know why he just didn't... He could have Starfired the 5-4 or the 6-1 and would have lived another turn. I think he just got... He probably just got pissed off and frustrated. I understand that. I've been there. We've all been there. Oh, well, never mind. See who we get. Already up to 3 wins, so this is not going terribly. But, again, I think I could have done a lot better there if I just coined Defias immediately. I'm trying to get over this little complex that I've got, saying, oh, but I'll lose my minions early on. They're just 2-cost minions. They're supposed to die. The point is you establish board control and you stop him from getting his. And you force him to react to you. Alright. Toss the Assassin's Blade, toss the Azure Drake, hold on to the Fan of Knives, and see if we get something better for turn 2. Yeah, Kobold Geomancer's pretty good. That would be okay. So we'll probably just have to coin into the Bloodsail Raider. I know it sucks that I don't get the buff for it, but coin Bloodsail Raider followed up by Kobold Geomancer. Then Fan of Knives is amazing against Shaman because it means that all of their totems die, which is pretty great. So we'll play the tougher thing first. There we go. That's what I'd like to see. Then Kobold Geomancer turn 2. Fan of Knives turn 3. Plays any weak creatures, they're going to die nice and quickly. That should give me pretty solid board control. Hopefully he plays a bunch of weak stuff and then we're able to eliminate it. Oh, never mind. Lightning Bolt straight out. Okay, well that's cool because that actually overloads him next turn, so he can't actually do anything, I don't think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's overloaded. Fine. Cool. That actually lets my Kobold Geomancer come out safely. Pretty happy with that. Oh, never mind. That's only 1 overload. So he absolutely can do something. One hope is he doesn't have another Lightning Bolt. Although, actually, I kind of hope that he does. Alright. 2-1 Healing Totem. I'm not going to waste the Fan of Knives here. We're just going to play another Kobold Geomancer, I think. Yep, and then just run that one into that. So, unless he can eliminate his Kobold Geomancers, anything he plays here... Well, not anything. He could play a Yeti, but most of the stuff he can play here will die. So, this is pretty good. It's a very dangerous situation to be in when you let a rogue have 2 spell power minions on the field. Does he have something like Forked Lightning? Maybe. That would do it. Ah, he does. Well, that sucks. I do hate dealing with Shaman removal. So, overloads him for next turn, but it lets him play something this turn, and that has put him ahead quite nicely, I think. So I've got no turn 4 play. I'm going to have to just knife up. I've just got my Booty Bay Bodyguard, or I can Fan of Knives, but... This... Arcane Golem. Alright, he just gave me a turn 5 play. That was kind of him. But it's not a great one. So if I play it, it just trades for the Arcane Golem. But he's given me a mana advantage, so that's actually okay. I could play the Stampeding Kodo. I take another 4 damage, but I trade for that and don't lose the Kodo, as opposed to the Booty Bay Bodyguard, which dies. What's it worth? 4 health or the Booty Bay Bodyguard. Alternatively, Fan of Knife, stab it in the face. Which means I take the 4 damage anyway. Gain board control, but have no creatures of my own. Hum 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 hum. Tough one. Usually you don't want to play that in this situation. I'm going to hold that for later, and I'll play the Booty Bay Bodyguard. It's fine. He gave me a Mana Crystal. If he wants to run that 4-2 into it, that's fine. I don't know if that was the best idea. Maybe I'm overvaluing the Stampeding Kodo's Battlecry a little bit there. That's a possibility. He may also choose to build up creatures. If he plays some weaker stuff or a totem, I can probably double Fan of Knives next turn, because that gets me 2 cards. It also kills off his Golem, leaves you with the 5-4, and hopefully a totem or something else that he plays. So let's see. Does he want to run that 4-2 into it? I say, he's given me a Mana Crystal, which was very kind of him, because I actually had no option that turn. If he hadn't given me that, he would have been ahead. But right now, I think I'm fine. I'm like 1 card behind him, but he's overloaded this turn, so he's limited on what he can do. I've got Sprint turn 7, so if I can empty my hand, then Sprint's going to be amazing. I mean, I don't even have to empty it. I'll still be able to draw. I'm not going to be sitting on too many cards. Well, make your mind up. You want to run that 4-2 into my 5-4? Or do you want to play some cards and wait it out? I'm hoping you decide to wait it out. Or you could do that, which is infuriating. Alright, well, I'm definitely going to kill that sodding Golem for that now. So he used the card, he used the Hex, which is quite valuable. So I think we'll just double Fan of Knives, because it's got to the point where Fan of Knives won't be any use. We've lost most of our Spell Power minions, and it's the kind of time when he's not going to be playing a lot of weak stuff. So we'll play double Fan of Knives, which draws us another Fan of Knives. Great. So that resets the board, and gets me the same number of cards as him. I've got Sprint next turn, but I probably don't want to use it, because he's most likely going to play something. Imp Master, this is a brilliant, brilliant time to use Stampeding Kodo. Unfortunately, he's going to have other things on the field, so I may not... Well, damn, I don't have them... I was going to say, I'll just do Fan of Knives, but that won't actually work. So we're going to take a risk here if we play Stampeding Kodo. The hope is it takes out the 1-4, but that's only a 1-3 chance of that happening. The other possibility is we go Fan of Knives, Acolyte of Pain. But that doesn't really do much. So I think we're going to risk the Stampeding Kodo. And yes! Hey! RNGesus strikes again. There we go. And get rid of the imp. Fantastic. Cool. That is exactly what I was hoping would happen. Alright. So we have board control. We could play Sprint next turn if we want cards. We don't have that many options, so I'm considering it. If you play something scary, we have Faceless Manipulator, which is great, and then we can throw down Dread Corsair as a taunt to keep it off us. We still have 1 more Fan of Knives, not that that's going to really help us too much. I don't like using Sprint unless I already have board control. Because basically you just spent your turn getting cards and not having creatures, so that's never good. Especially since I'm running out of ways to remove creatures. Wolf Rider. Alright. Alright. Okay. As you wish. It's fine, the Kodo already killed what I wanted it to anyway, so I don't really mind. Alright, Assassinate is a possibility on the 4-4. We have 3 Assassinates, so it might be worthwhile. I think we'll do that into Acolyte of Pain, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Assassinate. Acolyte of Pain. There we go. I'm going to stab that, because I want to be able to finish it off next turn. Definitely didn't want to leave that 4-4, and once I played the Assassinate card, there wasn't really anything else I could do other than play the Dread Corsair. Which I could have done, but I'd prefer to throw something out there. Since he has nothing that can attack me, playing a taunt doesn't make a lot of sense. I'd rather keep that until he does bring out something aggressive. Ouch. That actually sucks. That's by far the best way to kill off one of those, because you don't get a card from it. So he did really well there. And that's a bad situation, because he just pulled a healing totem as well, so I'm not going to get that back. Alright, we might have to Stormwind Champion here. We need something powerful to get rid of this, and I don't have anything else that will do the trick. Fan of Knives is useless here because of the healing totem, which I can't get rid of. So I think we're going to go Stormwind Champion. There we go. And then we'll stab him in the face for 1. No point stabbing anything else because it's going to get healed. Alright, let's see if we can remove the Stormwind Champion. It's not a great thing to play here because I don't have anything else on the board, but it's the only thing that trades well with the 3-5. Anything else is just going to get healed. That's my last fan of knives as well, I think. So I can't hope for a double fan of knives to kill off both totems. Alright, let's see what he gets. Does he have another buff?
Your magic shall not save.
Alright, well that's mildly annoying. But I didn't really foresee that lasting too long anyway, so... The Stormwind Champion's just out to kill the 3/5. It's a lot of stuff, and I don't like that. And I'm running out of good ways to kill it, too. Okay, a deadly poison. That's pretty cool, because that lets me get my Dread Corsair out for free. There's nothing really... Actually, there is something worth Faceless Manipulatoring. I could Faceless Manipulator that ghoul, but I can't really buff it up high enough for it to be worthwhile. So what's the best thing to kill here? As we want a 2-for-1 trade. So I think we kill the 3/5, because that means the only thing you can trade for it really is the 2/3. We'll take some damage, but I think it's worthwhile. We can also protect it. So we're going to do that. We're going to go Deadly Poison. That's going to mean that I can... It's not a free Dread Corsair, but it's close. We do that. And then we go Sprint. And then we kill the Flesh-Eating... Oh, damn. If I had the mana, I wouldn't even... Oh, well, never mind. That's a good selection of stuff. So then we kill that before it gets any scarier. We actually did that in the wrong order. If we'd killed that off, I would have taken 1 less damage before I hit that. So that was a mistake. Not a big one, but still a mistake. Those are the kind of little things that can really catch up to you. We're in a better spot now. Forked Lightning. I hate you so much. So very much. For having that card. I was in a good spot, and then Forked Lightning ruined it, which is something I think a lot of people will relate to. Now, I would really like that Spiteful Smith, and I'm very tempted to take it. Fan of Knives doesn't do the job here. I don't think it ever does. I think we take the Spiteful Smith and then we assassinate, but I'm getting a little bit low on health here. That's what scares me. Alright, we'll do that, though. And then just assassinate his Spiteful Smith. That's his toughest creature. Get that out of the way. So he can do 5 damage to me next turn. Which is still pretty bad, but it's not terrible. I really need to start doing damage to him, though. I'm definitely running out of time. Even more so now he's got Chillwind Yeti. Okay, so he goes right for the face, which is to be expected. Doesn't seem to have a follow-up. Thank God he doesn't have Bloodlust, because I would have instantly died. Alright, what can we do now? So we need to get rid of stuff. Thankfully, we can get rid of stuff. And we're going to do it with Fan of Knives. We're going to use it to kill off the Yeti. And then we're... Ugh, it's risky to stab that. Very risky. But, okay, so first play is Fan of Knives. Yeah, without question. So that's got to be done. Ooh, Defias. That's quite nice. Okay. Then we go SI7 Agent, which kills off the 4/2. But that does leave up the Taunt. It's okay, we can knife that. That's not a problem. Okay, I'm hoping I did this right. So we knife that. SI7 Agent, the 4/2. Trade this over for that, and then we play Defias Ringleader, and suddenly we have the board back. I am ready for that one card in his hand being a Lightning Storm, and I'm going to cry if it is. I bet it's a Lightning Storm. Totemic Call coming out. It's another Taunt. Nice for him. Wind Fury Harpy. Okay, that needs to be eliminated as a priority. We can't leave that up. It's fine, I have a Defender of Argus, so I can make that happen. That's a little annoying, but never mind. Heals coming out. Okay. Alright, so we're going to make sure we do this in the right order. This needs to die. We can do that, and we're going to do it with the Defender of Argus. Because the Defender of Argus is going to buff this up to a 5, and I'm going to kill it. But first, we're going to use this to maximum effect. So we're going to run the 2/2 into this, which kills that. Now we need to knife something. Probably the... Oh, it's a tough call. I think the healing totem is probably the best thing to kill here. Okay. Defender of Argus. Takes that up to a 5-3. We then use that to kill this. Sweet. That's that down. I probably should have gone Gnomish Inventor before all of this, because I might have had other options. I'm going to do it now and see if I get a 2-cost that might be helpful. No, but I get an Assassinate out of it, so no biggie. And then we hit him in the face. Okay. So we absolutely have board control. And he's top decking. He could still kill me, of course. He could top deck something lucky, but this is pretty good. Alright, that Malachite totem needs to die as a priority. So that's got to go down immediately. Because that's getting him cards, and that's not okay. Alright. Acidic Swampoos. Since we have other creatures, we can hold on to this just in case he pulls a Doom Hammer. Or any weapon. I mean, even the Stormforged Axe would be problematic here. So, what do we do? What do we do? Well, Assassinate, we're going to hold on for a big creature. We don't need to do that. So, first things first, we use the Defender of Argus to kill the 0-3. So, that's gone. Alright. So, do we have any draw? We do, in the form of the Azure Drake. So, we should play the Azure Drake. Alright. Spiteful Smith. Very nice thing to bring up. Very nice indeed. So, we take that. That healing totem needs to die, so we're going to make sure that's gone. In fact, I'm tempted to... Yeah, we're just going to clear all the totems at this point. There we go. And I will just knife that for 1. Okay, and I've got a taunt up, so even if he pulls a Doom Hammer, that's going to be fine. Alright, let's see what he's got. So I've got a really good board now, and next turn I'm going to lay it down on him. I wanted to get rid of that Wrath of Air just to make sure that he couldn't pull a Lightning Storm and kill most of my stuff. There's a big difference. If he had Wrath of Air out, the Lightning Storm could have killed almost all of my minions. Right, that was a desperation play. I think we've got him. It could go the other way still, but this is not looking good for him at all. Now, I would love to enrage that, but I don't have a way of doing it. So I think we go Ravenholt Assassin here.
I hear you got a problem.
And Fairy Dragon. There we go.
You're looking at me with...
Yeah, he's toast. Nice. Nice. I'm happy with that. That went well. That was a bunch of pretty good decisions, one after another. Hard to argue with that. Let's do one more and see if we can fail miserably on this one, because so far today's been going pretty well. That was alright. Surprisingly alright. I expected that to go far worse. Mage versus Rogue.
You asked for it. Watch your...
Going first. Never good as a mage. Never good. Versus a mage. Well, to be fair, nothing's good versus a mage. They're horrible. Alright. Pyromancer. Chuck the Assassinate. Try and get something more useful. Well, at least I've got plays on 2, 3, and 4. They're not great plays, but they're plays. We have no turn 1 plays anyway. So it is what it is. Potential combo here. He's probably not going to let me do that. Yeah, we're just going to have to trade for the Wild Pyromancer. Which is a bit annoying, but... Gotta play something that swaps over for it. Can't just keep it in the hand. Especially risk against Armani Berserker with a Mage, because they can just trigger that. What'll be interesting is if he decides to go straight for the face with that Fire Blast. No. Cool, he did the smart thing. Because what I would have then done is, like, the Fan of Knives combination, which would have absolutely sucked for him. Because it would have done 2 sets of area of effect damage, got me a card, left my Wild Pyromancer alive, and killed his Armani. But, no. Cool. So he has no options. This is great for me. So I can go Chillwind Yeti. If I can keep both of them alive, I can Defender of Argus the both of them, and things are going to get really unpleasant for him all of a sudden. Let's see what he does. He's already burned his coin pretty early. So, he's a little behind. I'm hoping Twilight Drake. Alright. An Assassinate would have been nice here. Ha! Lovely. Absolutely lovely. On a 4-7, an Assassinate is definitely worth it. So that's going down. Okay, great. He's been holding on to his cards for that, so that's slowed him down significantly. The hope is that I can then Defender of Argus. And that's going to give me a 5-6 and a 2-4 with Taunt. And that's going to be great for this situation, actually. So, yep, that is, I think, the right play. Alright, Defender of Argus. This is fantastic. We're going to get amazing trades out of this. Okay, so what we do is we go... Smack gets us a card. Smack kills that. Leaves us alive. Kills that. Okay, we're 2 turns away from Flame Strike, so better make it count. Gotta do as much damage next turn before I inevitably get all my stuff flame struck. Oh, Blizzard, that works too. Okay, well, I get another card out of it at least. I'm still ahead, so I'm okay with that happening. Well, I'm not okay with that happening. I'll scream about mages until the end of time, but, you know. Alright, Spiteful Smith, Fairy Dragon, I think, is the best way. Kobold Geomancer sounds great in theory, but... Again, possible Flame Strike stuff. Thing is, we could bait a Flame Strike out of him by playing a couple of the less fantastic minions, but I think Spiteful Smith is the way to go here. And then Fairy Dragon. No, Geomancer, because I want an option with that Fan of Knives. There we go. That's much better. I'd rather that Fan of Knives have some kind of buff attached to it. Okay, so that knocks that out. That's fine. That's to be expected. What's his follow-up? Polymorph on the Spiteful Smith. Okay. Should have probably seen that one coming, but... This Fan of Knives won't help me now. We could go Booty Bay Bodyguard. I don't want to play too many minions right now, because Flame Strike is really likely from a Mage.
Get behind me.
I definitely don't want to play my SI7 agent. Do as much damage as we can. Considering tossing out a Fan of Knives just to get another card, but don't think so. Knife up. Yeah. I'm being a bit cautious at the moment. I could just throw down all my minions, but against a Mage, that's really suicidal. So if he does a Flame Strike, I'd rather it kill a 2-2, a Sheep, and a 5-4, you know, because that's not a great Flame Strike. It also burns his entire turn if he decides to do it. Oh, he's used another Sheep. Okay. Blizzard follow-up, maybe? Actually, well, Cone of Cold would kill 2 of the sheep. Not that the sheep really matter at this stage, but... We'll see. So I've got 2 Fans of Knives. Which is kind of great. And I'll probably use it, even though my AoE's not really that great now. Ravenholt Assassin, not bad. Not bad. So what we can do here... We've actually got tons of life, so I was thinking we run into that and then we Fan of Knives. Yeah. That gets us another card, and then... Hold on to that Ravenholt Assassin, I think. Play Gnomish Inventor for another card. Okay, now we definitely do not play any more minions, because... Well, yeah. Flame Strike. But, if he wants to burn a Flame Strike after he's burned 2 Polymorphs, then that is entirely up to him. That is... something I'm not too worried about. Bowl of Fist Ogre, okay. That might be a... good option, I think, for my Faceless Manipulator. I'd like something that powerful, absolutely. Stormwind Champion, however. Let's do the mathematics on this. So, a Fan of Knives will do 2 damage in this situation. Stormwind Champion, so there's 5 left. So Stormwind Champion means we can run... Let's see. The Sheep? Yeah, the Sheep and the Geomancer into it. This works. There we go. So that's that. We run the Sheep and the Geomancer into it, because we're not going to need the Geomancer anymore, really. We've used most of our Fans of Knives. We don't really have any other particularly scary things. And we have lethal next turn, unless he does something about it. We also have that wonderful double Stormwind Champion play. And we know he's already burned a lot. Oh, he's got 3 Polymorphs. Well, screw that guy. Never mind. Fend Creeper, I'd love an Assassinate right now. Assassinate! Oh, maybe not. Alright. Unfortunately, that's a 3-6. If only I could reduce that by 1, Stampeding Coda would be able to kill it, but I can't. Alright, what's the best play here? Probably getting one of our own, actually. Trade it for, you know, use the Faceless Manipulator to create a 3-6 of our own, but that still doesn't let us attack. So that doesn't really help too much. Deadly Poison would let us hit it for 3. And then we could just trade what's on the board for it. And then we could play the Ravenholt Assassin, and then we wouldn't have lethal, but would be pretty close. Okay. We wouldn't even have to trade it, technically. The Gnomish Inventor would live. Okay. Deadly Poison. hit it in the face. Is this the right order? Yeah, there's nothing else I can really do, so. Do that. And play the Ravenholt Assassin. And we're going to play the Fairy Dragon as well. There we go. So we've got lethal on the board again. So yet again, check. Let's see if we can make a checkmate. It's also Flame Strike. It's not Flame Strike immune, but it doesn't kill this thing in stealth. So he wouldn't die, but he'd come pretty close to it. Alright. This is again pretty good because I actually am sitting on a Stampeding Kodo, so I can kill one of those minions immediately. But he dies. So it doesn't really matter. Unless he's able to play a Taunt right now or a Frost Nova. He's dead. Hell yes! Wow! That's not a bad little run, if I do say so myself. 5-1. Excellent. Well, we'll see if we can go any higher than that next time.